Welcome back to DIY Salvation. The resolution of the mind, also known as TROM's main activity, is called time breaking. You prepare for it at level 1, learn an elementary version of it at level 2, then at level 3 you practice it in full. Time breaking is the act of experiencing the past and the present simultaneously. Sounds like a neat trick, doesn't it? But it's not as difficult as you might think once you understand the fundamentals. The first thing to know is that time itself is an illusion. So many philosophers embrace the idea that time is an illusion or that time doesn't really exist. The idea is so common nowadays, you've most likely heard it in conversations, movies, TV shows, or read it somewhere. But as much as this sounds like pop psychology or fortune cookie wisdom, there actually is something to it. But what do we mean when we say time is an illusion? Exactly how does this illusion work, and how do we break it? When you have a chance, try this little exercise. Start watching a TV show or movie. Something with live action as opposed to animated content is preferable. While watching, take note that in your mind you're accepting a reproduction or simulation of a story or event full of objects and people, some staying in motion, some staying still, some making sounds, and some staying silent. To an extent, you're accepting the content as real, or at the very least you are processing it in your mind similarly to the way you would process an actual event. You try and understand it. You think about it. It can make you feel a certain way viewing it. In this way, a TV show or movie parallels the real world. And you recognize this. You instinctively know this. But there is another way that the show or movie parallels reality that you may not be so aware of. Select a part of the program that has some motion in it and doesn't change camera angle or cut to another scene right away. Now, pause the picture. When you've studied it sufficiently and taken notice of everything that's occurring at that moment, let the video presentation move forward a little bit and pause it again. Now, even though you see the same objects, the same people and so on, some or all of those people and objects have changed position. In reality, nothing actually moved around. What you are seeing is a different picture that has some similarities to the one you viewed before it. You realize the still frame you looked at before is, so to speak, its own universe, and the one you're looking at now is another one. The physical reality is not that much different. What you perceive in the physical reality are objects and people moving about. What's really happening is that every split second of the universe as you perceive it is a universe of its own. Each one of these universes is perceived by you for a split second, then replaced with a universe that looks similar to it with a slight change in it. So even in the physical reality, when you see a ball moving from one place to another, you aren't seeing the same ball. You're seeing continual recreations of that ball in a new version of the physical reality with the ball in a different position each time. Back to the television show. Now that you've looked at the new scene, reverse back to the old scene. Tell yourself, this is the past. Then forward to the second scene you still framed and say to yourself, this is the present. Now let's have some real fun. Let's take what we remember from the past frame and imagine it right next to the frame you're viewing now. You are now viewing the past and the present at the same time. You are now breaking the illusion of time. Here's another thing you can try. You can take the first frame you looked at and look at it again. You can alter how it appears to you by squinting at it or looking at it cross-eyed. You could take a picture of it with a camera or your phone and put it into a computer program that alters photos. You could do many things to alter this still picture, this universe, so to speak. Then you could advance to the second scene you looked at and note that none of what you did with the first scene changes the second one bit. We learn several things from doing this exercise. we learn that time is an illusion. What that illusion is, that the past has never truly gone away, and if we alter the past, it does not change anything in the present. So never mind what you've seen in any of those science fiction movies that involve time travel. They are entertainment, not truth. You don't just live in one universe that is constantly changing. You have experienced uncountable universes that change slightly one after the other, just like it would in a motion picture presentation, and all those universes are still there. Many believe that the only memories we have are recordings of the universe around us in our brains. But consider this. You can recall something, and instead of just looking at a recording of it, you actually visit that moment in time because it's still there, ready for you to view again, just like a still frame of a movie. You don't have to completely understand all of this right now or even believe me. Once you engage in TROM therapy, especially at level 3, what I'm saying will become quite obvious to you and will help make sense of some phenomena you experience while engaging in TROM exercises. And in TROM, we don't do this using a television set. We do this with the actual physical reality. And doing this has a highly therapeutic value as far as letting go of past trauma and upset is concerned.